talk about basically how racism and illegal immigration caused me to quit my 9 to 5.
Real quick, now I seen this come across my feed. I had to react to it, and I'm gonna give you my honest take. But this is a very, very interesting video of this woman pointing out what I've been knowing for a long time. But let's continue.
It's been a couple of months since I quit this particular job, but I did end up quitting one of my 9 to 5s due to racism and illegal immigration. Well, for starters, I'm in Texas, which is kind of close to the border. I think we're next door to the border of Mexico. So it's a lot of Hispanics here in Texas, which ain't a problem, as long as they're here legally. But
No, it is a problem. Even if you point them out, the ones that are here illegally, your own people. Like, what allegiance do you have to America or Mexico? So, like, when I point out these situations of illegals being here and I want their asses deported ASAP, I get called every name in the book, and they get mad at me and want to beat me up and meet me and all this. And I ain't gonna lie, I'll go back at them too. But damn, if you love Mexico so much, go move over there. You love Mexico, I love America, and I was born here.
yeah, basically, I was working in the kitchen at the Capital One Bank. It was a corporate building bank, pretty big bank, with like several different kitchens. And I can say 90% of the kitchen staff were Hispanic, and maybe
Yeesh.
4% white, 6% black.
There's your problem. I've told my people, I've said it before, I don't give a flip if you don't like it or not. Do not work with a bunch of Mexicans because they're going to treat you like you're from Mexico. Someone told me that a long time ago. They said, bro, you need to get out of this job, out of this certain field, right? Where a bunch of people that are from Mexico or a bunch of Mexicans are working here because they're going to sit there and think that you're from there also. And they're going to try to lowball you and pay you the low amount of money that they pay them. Come to find out, it was true. And the guy that told me was an American such as myself. Brown eyes, speak English, brown eyes, brown skin, speak English like me, a pocho, no sabo, whatever they want to call us. I don't give a flip. And to be honest, the Mexicans all on the website, on the job site, were hating on this dude. They'll hate on you if you speak English. I ain't lying.
So I was the only one in this particular kitchen in Building 6. And I was the only black person altogether in the kitchen. The only black person in the kitchen actively cooking with nothing but Hispanics, which ain't a problem, was never a problem up until I started to notice the just them treating me differently,
They will. Then they speak Spanish when they don't want you to know what they're talking about. I ain't dumb. Anybody listening, if you walk around people that are Hispanic and they start speaking Spanish when they see you, it's because they're talking about you and they don't want you to know what they're saying about you. Believe it or not.
I'm not able to say certain things that they would say, or I'm not able to do certain things or use certain things that they would use. I didn't have the same grace or the same leeway as pretty much all of the Hispanics in the kitchen.
I believe it.
My leaders, my management were Hispanic, and they all stuck together, regardless of what I did.
They stick together until they don't stick together. They'll sit there and they'll stick together against you, but then they'll backstab each other, right? Crabs in a bucket. That's what they are.
No matter of how good of a job I did, I never got you're doing a great job. It was like, okay, cool, yeah. But if it was somebody else, they would get a pat on the back. They would get very appreciated, but I wouldn't get that same appreciation.
I believe it.
Mind you, they did end up telling me that out of everybody in the kitchen, I was like number 2 when it comes to like the best cooks in the kitchen as far as flavor and stuff like that. And I think because of that, the employees, which were all Hispanic, they kind of felt some type of way, like, wow, like, because just being around them and working with them, they've kind of like told me their views on black people.
You're going to learn a lot working with them. I know.
Just the typical black people are lazy. Black people are stupid, ignorant, don't know nothing, aggressive, which some of that in a case may be true, but that doesn't go for all black people. And when they encountered me, I think they experienced the fact that I'm not the typical black person that will come to their head, though I may look like it, with the dreads or the fake locks or the tattoos and stuff like that, the piercings. I look like that narrative of black people they would put in the category as a problem.
At least she's honest.
But
you'll find out what she is later. You're really gonna trip out.
When I went to work, I was very professional. I was very articulate, very gentle with my words, and they really didn't know how to approach me or accept me. Every time I would come around, they'd get to jumping like I'm stealing or jumping as if I'm finna, hit them or just like I'm a problem. That feeling that you get when you could tell somebody staring at you and stuff like that. Everything I did, they made it seem like I was the problem. I wasn't allowed to disagree. I wasn't allowed to give my opinion. I was never a problem at work, but they only hired me because they needed a certain percentage of black people in that kitchen, and they needed at least one in every building, and I was that one. And being that one, it really sucked because you can feel the racism. You can feel them being prejudiced, just being lied on, and even down to like being bumped in the kitchen, which I'm pretty tough skinned, I'm not really all that sensitive. So, if somebody bumped me, either I ignore it or I bump them back, but it was that deep. It was definitely that deep. To the point where I was going to work and I had no peace at all. I was dreading getting up in the morning, going to work, because I had to feel like, for me, I had to feel like I have to go to work and defend myself every day. And that's how I felt. That whole year of being there, I felt like I had to defend myself every day. When it comes to people stealing from me, when it comes to people lying on me.
Man, it sounds like prison.
Just saying I said something or I took something that I never said or took. Those were just situations that would happen pretty much often. And I had to really stay prayed up and I really felt like, okay, well, this job is in the morning from 6 to 2:30. It's pretty good hours. I don't work on the weekend. Though it didn't pay much money, not nearly as much as what I'm getting now, but it was the schedule what kept me there so long, and I think that's what got me stuck there.
Yeah, that's what happens. You get comfortable with the schedule. My buddy told me the other day, man, I'm getting off Sunday, Monday, or the weekends or something. Like, man, I said, don't let that schedule fool you. They give you that good schedule in order to keep you comfortable there, which is nothing wrong with working a job, but always try to strive for better, right? But don't let them comforts of work, like a schedule or certain ways they treat you but not pay you, don't let that keep you there.
But yeah, so I would say maybe around election time, like November.
Here it comes.
With the kitchen being full of Hispanics, nobody really spoke English except for the chefs and the management and stuff like that.
I couldn't work there.
They spoke English, but everybody else couldn't speak English. But they understood politics enough to have an opinion. So I decided to wear my Trump hat to work when he won, and it was a problem for the illegals.
Told you.
And I wasn't the only one. No, it wasn't a Trump hat. It wasn't a Trump hat. It was a Trump shirt. That's what it was. It was a Trump shirt.
That's all you
and
need.
I unbuttoned my chef coat when it was time to go while I was cleaning up. Woo! And I had a Trump shirt on as I was cleaning up. Got hot, And they seen my shirt and they were extremely offended. Like,
there it is. That's all it takes. Trust me, I know. That's all it takes. Right there, ma'am, that was your downfall right there. That you can't even express your support of the current president of the United States of America by a bunch of illegals. They shouldn't even be able to vote in this country or have a say-so. Yet, they said so, and they hated on you.
The illegals were offended because, of course, Trump, one of his goals is to have a control over illegal immigration.
Deport their asses ASAP.
And if they get caught, basically, when Trump is in office, they going back across the border, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's the best thing ever. Like,
yeah.
We got a lot of tourism and terrorists coming in and, they running people over in New Orleans and, raping the women and the kids. It's a lot going on. So, I just really feel like Trump is definitely going to do the job. I think as far as working in that kitchen, they just didn't like my energy. I wasn't who they would expect for me to be.
To be honest, just listening to her talk, and then she said that she's kind of like there wasn't a lot of black people, just probably her. I don't know if she even says anymore, but I believe her. I believe she wasn't there causing no problems. I believe the illegals, they ganged up on her like they usually do, right? I believe that they were offended by the Trump gear. I've had my people being attacked and harassed due to my stance, right? I've gotten threats of violence and everything because I'm a Trumper. You can kiss my steel toes.
In their
Trump 2025, baby, let's go.
Head, and I proved them wrong on my intelligence, and they just couldn't understand. And I get it, Some people are just prejudiced and some people are just racist. But, what I couldn't understand is how can you come into my country illegally and treat me as if I'm the outsider? That's what I couldn't understand. How do you come into my country without no documentation. You here unlawfully, and you get here and you treat an American citizen, me, as if I'm the problem specifically.
Yeah.
No race is perfect.
Tell me
No
about
race
it.
is perfect. I get it. Black people are at the bottom. We at the lowest of the lowest, but not every black person is a dummy. Not every black person is broke. Not every black person is ignorant. Not every black person is aggressive. I'm just me. And they put me in that category. They put me in that box, and I responded differently. So they couldn't stand it. They tried their best to get me down, and after finding another job with the same schedule and like $10 more, I was like, okay, God is good.
Amen.
And this is a blessing, and it's just time for me to go, because I feel like when you work in a 9 to 5, when you get to a point where you're kind of like, okay, I dread getting up in the morning to go to work because I hate my job. I get it, life is life in, and everybody needs a job, but let's be honest, like, stress will kill you. Your peace.
I agree. Let's go to the towards the ending. No disrespect. We want to keep this video kind of short.
Years, people in ISIS who are over here running people over in New Orleans on New Year's. Got people setting people on fire on the subway, raping kids, raping children. America needs prayer. Seriously, America needs some serious prayer. But yep, that's basically how racism and illegal immigration made me quit my 9 to 5. It's a very sad situation, but this is America. This is America, where they care more about illegals than citizens. But make sure y'all make sure.
All right. I don't know what she said that she quit.
And it just goes to show you that skin people basically they still judge nowadays. And I'm for this past year and change.
Okay, she never says exactly what happened. She's just basically saying that they made her job a living hell, and she got tired of it and found another job. Let's continue with this last point, and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm gonna make a video about that later. But yeah, I'm just happy to be out that kitchen with those illegals. And it just goes to show you that, yo, racism is still real. It's still real. It's still very much so real. It exists. It's heavy, and it's heavier in the South, and it's heavy in Texas, it's heavy in Georgia, and it's crazy. People really judge you based off of your skin tone, the color of your skin. People basically they still judge nowadays, and I'm experiencing that being in Texas. I've experienced that at every job I've had since I've been in Texas for this past year and change. I guess that's just a thing. I work in a kitchen field, where basically in that field, there's really nothing but Hispanics. So either I got to find another career or deal with it, because sadly, they run it.
Okay, and with that, let's go over here to the main. Boom. So there she is, y'all. And it's funny, right? She said that Texas is full of racists and all that, but the people she's talking about look like me and you, right? I thought minorities couldn't be racist. Yeah, like I said, I dealt with it myself, and they look just like me, right? They didn't like that I spoke English. They made fun of us. They talk behind your back in different languages. If you don't speak Spanish, Espanol, Holmes, don't get it twisted, y'all. The most hate I've ever gotten were from people that look just like me. You didn't hear her saying white folks or anything else. You heard what she said. She said it, not me. With that, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and salute the sister. And I'm going to post her video in the description, and I'm out of here. Later.